Hello everyone and welcome to Gitsapalooza. I'm just going to show you a short video of my Adepticon prep. You may or may not know that I'm the TO for the big Bushido tournament at Adepticon, and I'm providing 8 tables, and there are plenty of other people also providing a lot of tables, so I couldn't possibly do the video without their help. But I wanted to do the video. I meant do the tournament. I just thought you guys would get to see funny what it's like when you have to supply stuff for 8 tables. You guys, if you went to Adepticon or saw any of the videos last year, you'll be familiar with some of these objectives in the back, and I've got a couple of, I guess you can't see them because they're in bags, but basically last year we used a lot of the 4-inch objectives and 3 idols for the tournament. This year we're using 4-inch objectives, 8-inch area of control objectives, 6 idols, and 2 50mm objectives for every board. So that comes out to 48 idols and 16 regular objectives, 16 8-inch area of control objectives, and that's doubling the number of idols that I actually have, and I only have 2 painted 50mm objectives, so that means I've got to provide 14 of those out of somewhere. And then I bought a ton of these little wooden discs so I can get those 8-inch objectives. So I'm in the process of matching those up to 4-inch objectives and doing all that. I did get a little help. If you guys are familiar with Ben at Mastercrafted Miniatures, he makes a lot of castings that directly support Bushido, and by design. Anyway, so I bought a bunch of stuff from Ben, and so you'll see these are the rice bale barricades. Those are awesome. So they happen to be 50mm, so I bought 4 of those, and we'll be using those as 50mm objectives for some of the tables. The Grinto are also made by Ben, and I've got a bunch of the big size and the little size, so I'm using the little ones to make the idols, quote unquote, and then I'm going to mix the tiny Grinto with the regular size Grinto to make the 50mm objectives. I have this cool winter table that I really like, and my objectives for it were snow-covered trees with cardinals, which here in the U.S. are a winter bird, and on them they're bright red, and so they're kind of pretty. So Ben also makes birds, so I have more perching birds so I can fill this out. And then he also makes a bunch of flying birds, and so I'm going to be using those for the 50mm objectives. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that yet, but I'll figure that out. And of course, I think you guys may have seen my 50mm, my lantern objectives for in town. So those use a paper lantern, and so I got 3 more of those, so I can finish those off. And then I got a bunch of stone lanterns that Ben also makes. So his talents have really been useful in helping me put together enough objectives that I can function. I've got some, he also makes these rings. These are fairly new. I'm going to do a detailed video on his stuff here coming up very shortly. So I don't want to spend too much time on it, except to say that these are rings. These are young pirate rings. So these are, the little ones are made of rope, which I'll show later, and the big ones are made of bundles of bamboo. They're really cool. And then if you're on a budget, you can just get, these are just simple rings. They come in a whole variety of colors. I just picked the bronze because it was neutral. I wanted something that would look not too gaudy on a natural looking table. So yeah, there's some more lanterns. You know, there's mushrooms and turtles and fish and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, I'm going to be using as much of it as I can for you guys to have an entertaining and fun tournament. And then I got Ben sent me his new. These are tokens. Let's see if I can get the camera focus on them. These are tokens for Bushido. These are Ben's new laser cut wood tokens, and these are really cool. So I will be, and these will be available next week. So I'll be focusing on these in a video upcoming, like very shortly, in the next day or two. So you guys can see these before you actually have an opportunity to buy them. So there you go, my preparation for Adepticon 2 months out. That's kind of what I have to do. So if you guys are rolling your eyes at me as the TO lecturing you about how to prepare for Adepticon, believe me, I have to do this. I have to just prepare for Adepticon too. I just have different things to worry about. Thank you for joining me and sharing this little slice of my gaming life. It's not maybe as exciting as yours, but it needs to be done. We'll see you in a couple of months at Adepticon, hopefully. And for those of you who also run big tournaments in Bushido, I'd love to hear what you guys do to prepare and what challenges you have. I'll be touching on some other things that I'm going to be putting together for Adepticon while we go. So maybe there'll be something there for the community to use. So you guys have a great day, and thank you for joining me on Gitsapalooza.